Hello, good evening and welcome to Prime Business. I am Pius Kujobaka, Chief Executive of the Ghana Association of Banks. JoyNews says borrowers will enjoy a reduction in the lending rate following the reduction in the Ghana reference rate from 17.86% to 15.9%. Speaking to Joy Business, Mr. Ewa noted that the adjustment takes effect immediately and will reflect in the interest charges customers pay.
As you may know, the Ghana reference rate is published once a month. We published the most recent one yesterday, that is Wednesday, the 3rd of December, 2025. And the publication on Wednesday took into account the reduction in the policy rate, and that is what has resulted in the Ghana reference rate coming down from 17.86 to 15.9. So as we speak now, as of now, if you are approaching a bank for a facility, the rate reduction will definitely be reflecting. And if you have a facility already with the banks, and as you said in your introduction, which is benchmarked, which is a variable rate facility, obviously you are also going to experience a reduction in the interest rate on that loan. And I must say that a significant number of loans in the system are all variable loans, because the banks ordinarily will price Ghana reference rate plus a certain risk premium. So I will be very good to go by saying that lending rate generally will go down.
Now, the Bank of Ghana has declined request for a no objection to the contract extension of current Managing Director of ARB Apex Bank, Alex Kwesi. Workers of the institution had in recent times been pushing for an immediate resolution to the issue, warning that any delay could result in some industrial action and staff agitations. But speaking to Joy Business, Head of Communications at the Bank of Ghana, Bernard Otabel, maintained that they could not grant the request of the current MD.
The current MD of the ARB Apex Bank, I think a letter came to the management as a regulator. We go through these processes. It's a normal process. The key management personnel of the bank, including the MDs, before they are appointed or before they get extension to their contract, the central bank would have to give some opinion of some sort. On this particular occasion, we had a request to be give an opinion pertaining to no objection, of some sort for his contract to be extended. That request has already been responded to, and it is a normal, process that for us as a central bank we actually engage in every now and then. So there was nothing peculiar about this particular case.
So, help me out. When was this no objection given, and has this been communicated to the company, the board, and even the workers? Looking at the timing of this agitation that bowed out or came out in the public.
I can confirm that the letter has been received by the board, and the board chairman has actually written to the central bank confirming that they actually are going to abide by what the Bank of Ghana has written to them. So there's no problem. And I can also say that I've also cited another report this morning from that same group of workers. I don't know who they are, but apparently a group of workers, whether the union or what sort, we've not received anything of that sort to that effect. And they have confirmed that based on further action that has been taken on the part of the central bank, whichever strike action they planned is no longer going to go ahead and that sort of thing. So I believe that you're also aware that the central bank has given its opinion on the request that was made. And from where I sit, I believe they are equally fine with it. I mean, you cannot bend the hand of the regulator. We are the regulators, and so many things actually go into the work that we do in terms of this assessment. But let me, having brought this in, and based on some of the pertinent issues that were raised there, I can confirm that on the whole issue to do with the microfinance sector involving the ARB Apex Bank, as I said, the rural and community banks are separate from our current existing microfinance and micro, credit institutional arrangement or framework.
Economist and policy expert Dr. Tue Champon says Ghana cannot afford to lose momentum in improving its public financial management systems, despite the progress made in recent years. Speaking to Joy Business at the high-level policy dialogue on economic governance held in collaboration with the World Bank, Dr. Champon noted that while reforms have enhanced transparency and budgeting processes, several weaknesses continue to undermine effective fiscal governance.
We've made good progress when it comes to PFM reforms in Ghana over the years. I mean, you can go back 10, 15 years of various reforms with some degree of success, and some challenges as well, as we were discussing. But one of the big things going forward really is, okay, how do you have an additional way of checking that government is complying or meeting with the rules that it has set for itself? So you know that April this year, we changed the PFM Act and made some amendments, two key ones being the introduction of two new fiscal rules. So the first rule saying that your public debt as a share of GDP should not be any more than 45% by 2034. And then the second one that we changed was also that you need to run a primary surplus of at least 1.5%. So primary surplus being you take your revenue, you take your expenditure, but your expenditure does not include your interest servicing costs.
President of the Certified Innovation Professionals Association, Dr. Richard Ampofo-Boadu, is calling on businesses to pursue a mindset shift to support innovation. Speaking at the 2025 Innovation Forum organized by the association, he noted that this is critical to building resilient and sustainable businesses. Here's a report.
The Certified Innovation Professionals Association's forum, which was under the theme Sustainability Through Innovation, Building Resilient Systems for Tomorrow, brought together industry leaders, experts, innovators, and members to discuss ways to ensure long-term growth of institutions with innovation at the center, according to the president of the Certified Innovation Professionals Association, Dr. Richard Ampofo-Boadu. Pursuing a mindset shift towards finding solutions to setbacks to innovation is critical.
Whatever we're going to do in this world, the outcome depends on what? Our mindset. The innovation process begins with an idea that is based on conception, developing, refining of new ideas.
President and founder of Noble International Business School, Professor Kwekwetu Ahinejima, also urged entities to adapt to changing trends, adopt technology in order to undertake innovative tasks.
If you do not start thinking differently and solving problems with technologies that still exist, you don't have to reinvent the wheel, but adapt the technologies to solve problems here. And there are so many problems that we can solve with existing technologies without spending a lot of money to develop new ones. My message to you as practitioners who are in the CIPA group is that you have to continue to organize to ensure that the message of innovation is across the whole country.
The association also awarded graduating students from Cohort 5 as Certified Innovation Professionals.
To the agriculture sector now, and the Ministry of Food and Agriculture is urging a renewed national effort to promote the production and consumption of locally grown rice. Speaking at the Cohort 4 graduation of the Center for African Leaders in Agriculture's Advanced Leadership Program, Director for Women in Agriculture at the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, Paulina Ade, said Ghana's food security ambitions depend heavily on strengthening local value chains, especially rice.
The event also marked the launch of the Francophone chapter of CALA, expanding the program's reach to Burkina Faso, Mali, Togo, and Senegal. The CALA initiative run by AGRA has so far trained 185 leaders across 8 African countries since 2021, equipping them with skills to transform the continent's food systems. Cohort 4 participants spent 16 months diagnosing national food systems challenges and developing solutions as country teams. The Ministry of Food and Agriculture says such leadership training programs are crucial as Ghana works toward reducing food import and strengthening domestic production.
We have to look into the space. In fact, the ministry has provided a lot of rice mills. As we speak, we don't have rice with stones in Ghana. That is history. We have improved on the quality of the grain we have to consume. So we have to just, put money in the pockets of our farmers to keep them moving on if we buy from their production. So that is where we should be hitting our drums to get consumers patronize what we produce locally. And local rice, you can attest to, is high quality, very nice, and we have diverse forms of food from rice. Last week, we had a rice tasting event on the foyer of Parliament. It went very well. Things that can be done so we don't have just the normal boiled rice, but rice in baked products and other forms for us to enjoy as our local staple.
Agra Ghana Country Director Dr. Betty Anand said the new chapter reflects a rising demand for leadership development across the continent.
We're excited because the Ghana team chose an area that is also of interest to Agra Ghana, which is rice, promoting the consumption of local rice, which is central to our, we call it our country change narrative. So it's very exciting to note that they've worked extensively in the central region to make sure they've promoted the consumption of local rice. So I'm very excited. I was hoping for Ghana to win, and my hope has become a reality. Unfortunately, we had a good number of team members from the country office that also supported the work they are doing. So we are very excited about it.
Since 2021, Kala's Advanced Leadership Program has trained 185 leaders across government, the private sector, and civil society, equipping them to drive food systems transformation in Africa.
Ghana's push to modernize agriculture is gaining momentum as the Chief Executive of MTN Ghana, Stephen Blewett, the University of Ghana and the private sector partners have unveiled a new vegetable hub of excellence. According to Stephen Blewett, the initiative is built to boost productivity, expand agribusiness opportunities, and position Ghana's vegetable sector for regional competitiveness.
The Vegetable Hub of Excellence is designed to train more than 300 young farmers annually through a full cycle of classroom instruction, greenhouse operations, digital irrigation control, and field demonstrations. Chief Executive of MTN Ghana, Stephen Blewett, says the project will open new e-commerce channels for farmers, boost food security, and expand job opportunities across the vegetable value chain.
What we've managed to do together is create classrooms for the academia for training. Then you go from there to the greenhouse and you see how it works. Then you go into the fields that are behind us and you see how to do it. And then I think it brings together the theory with the practical things. And then on top of that, as MTN, we bring technology like this. We've also put in solar here, and we bring in a digital means to control the water systems. So, and we're also talking to the team to say, hey, well, how do you bring products direct from farmer to consumer? Young people doing farming. As the president said, we need to be able to stand on our own 2 feet. We need to be able to say, hey, let's not only produce enough food for Ghanaians, let's produce enough for the rest of Africa and the rest of the world. And we have the ideal conditions to do it. So, this is encouraging for me to see so many young people stepping up. And when you add technology to something like farming, it becomes attractive to the younger generation.
Pro Vice Chancellor Professor Felix Ankuma Asante says the impact of the hub extends far beyond the direct beneficiaries. Each training cycle, he explains, becomes a multiplier, spreading new agricultural practices, improving household incomes, and reshaping the country's vegetable sector.
The expected impact of the Vegetable Hub of Excellence extends far beyond the 300 direct beneficiaries who will participate in this training program. Each training is a multiplier, spreading new practices and mindsets across the country. As these trainees establish or strengthen their own enterprises, they will create jobs, improve household incomes, and contribute to local and national food security.
With digital innovation at its core, the hub marks a new chapter for Ghana's agricultural future, empowering young farmers and elevating the nation's role in Africa's modern agribusiness space.
The Carbon Extras project has recorded major progress after completing nationwide baseline soil sampling and convening stakeholders for a workshop on real-time soil and carbon monitoring to support climate-smart agriculture in Ghana. The initiative is to develop a dynamic real-time monitoring, reporting verification known as the MRV system, capable of delivering instant data on soil health, carbon fluxes, and green gas emissions. More in this report.
This is the first time Ghana is deploying sensors with eyes capable of avoiding obstructions and capturing how soils breathe. The sensors will track carbon fluxes, moisture shift, temperature and greenhouse gas emissions with real-time precision. According to the implementing partners, the system is expected to support farmers, policymakers and researchers with timely information to guide more effective decision-making. The project is led by the James Hutton Institute, UK, the Crops Research Institute of the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, MBRAPA and Sonavision UK, with national collaboration from institutions including DIPA Lab at KNUST, ANAS and the Ministry of Food and Agriculture. Before the workshop, the Carbon Extra team completed soil sampling and related field activities across Tolon near Tamale, Navrongo, Kentampo and Ejiso. The team met the District Directorate of Agriculture and Farmers, introducing the Retina mobile application, which allows farmers and extension officers to record real-time field observations. Dr. Jagadesh Yellowripati is the lead principal investigator.
In this project, we are testing digital monitoring, verification and reporting system, where we are trying to deploy a bunch of sensors into the field and connect the data directly into the models and then predict how the system is going to behave and provide that information into the Retina app that will be used by the farmers so that they get a real-time information. So the Carbon Extra's main aim is to not only allow the farmers to get the extra income and also have new innovation in this field and bring all things together and help for the overall good and food security.
Co-principal investigator from MBRAPA, Dr. Beta Madari, discussed the importance of the collaboration.
This collaboration is also very important and very interesting for us because the soils in Ghana, they are very similar to the soils in Brazil. So I think we can share information, we can share knowledge, and this will be very advantageous for both CSIR and MBRAPA, maybe for further collaborations and studies.
Dr. Caleb Okanse, lead principal investigator of the Carbon Extra programs at the Crops Research Institute, emphasized the impact of the Carbon Extras project.
This project is very essential in this respect. Farmers are able to get to know what level of carbon is in their field and how much they emit into the atmosphere. And then we are also going to teach them how to be able to use regenerative and nature-based solutions to increase carbon on their field. That is, to be able to grow their crops in an environmental friendly way. Through these processes too, because we are going to monitor carbon in real time, over a long time we can help them to get the carbon credit. And part of the thing is for them to also get premium for their crops. So that is the kind of impact they are going to get.
Some agric extension officers and farmers reveal challenges they face on their farms.
The soil also, it lacks a lot of nutrients, I would say so, because as they continue to plow and then farm every year, the nutrient is not being replaced. It's not being replaced. So the soils are no more fertile as compared to the previous years.
The reason why I said the soil is dead is that when you farm and when you cultivate it and you plant and you don't apply fertilizer, you will not get anything unless you apply fertilizer 2 or 3 times before you cannot harvest.
Away from agric-related stories, in a bold move to transform urban mobility, Techiman has launched a groundbreaking new app designed to integrate the city's entire transport network, from tricycles and delivery bikes to taxis and vehicles, with strong backing from the Techiman Traditional Council, which hails the system as a source of relief, job creation and greater security. Well, this innovation aims not just to streamline rides, but to protect those who take them. And Sabit has more in this report, and that's our part company to enjoy the story.